Welcome, everyone. So we decided to devote the service to healing today. And I thought, we always have healing in our service. It's our 9th principle that healing and prophecy are proven through mediumship. And Miriam explained a little bit about what we do when we do hands-on healing. We actually are practicing mediumship because the sitter knows what's wrong with them. The healer doesn't, but they don't have to know because God knows, Spirit knows. And so all the healer has to do is to attune themselves to you. And how do they do that? Through love. It's all just opening our hearts to love. Like you might not have known Susie at all, you've never met her. But when you open your heart and you just place her name in it, you align with that wonderful divine healing energy from God. And as Miriam explained, the healing mediums don't claim any personal power. They are just channels for that wonderful healing energy. And what they do is they ask the spirit doctors or healers that work with them and that work with the sitter to step forward and work together for the benefit of the person in the chair. And that's what we just did collectively, right? We all set our intention to focus for our friend Susie. And we know by so many examples that when people gather together and they set that intention for healing, that wonderful things happen. Sometimes people will say miracles happen. But in spiritualism, we believe that there aren't any miracles per se. There are natural laws that we maybe don't understand yet. And we know that healing takes place simply by putting that thought out, that intention. As healers, and we all are, we just connect to that divine within us, which is love. Everything stems from opening our hearts and bringing in that sense of love. Even when we want to bring in healing for ourselves, right? We're just opening our heart. And the other thing that we say is release attachment to the outcome, as opposed to saying, this is what I want and this is when I have it. Now please. We open ourselves and we ask, we attune, and we know that things are going to happen in the time that they're going to happen. We don't know. It might happen instantly. I remember one time I was coming to the CSE and I had the worst pinched nerve. I could not turn my head to check safely to change lanes. And so I came up for healing. I went back to my chair. I didn't really think anything of it. We normally ask if you have a change, a physical change in your condition, would you fill out a healing affidavit for our healers? A physical change, not just, woo, I felt better, but something happened. So I'm driving home. I go to change lanes. I went, oh, I just changed lanes and I had no pain. I was like, I need to fill out a healing affidavit for our healer. And so it can be that quick. It can be that instantaneous. A really well-known healing medium is the Reverend Kelly. And I'm just going to read you a little something that happened. This was up in Louisville, New York, where the NSAC has their office. It's a spiritualist summer camp, so it's open in the summer. And there are year-round residents, but in the summer, the population quadruples because mediums come in, visiting speakers come in. And so this is during the summer of 1953. After completing a message service in the auditorium, this is like an auditorium that serves like 500 people, Reverend Kelly was walking out when he was approached by a lady wearing sunglasses, carrying a cane in one hand and her husband's arm in the other. She said, oh, I did so want to receive a message today, but I did not receive one. Reverend Kelly was about to say, oh, I'm sorry, but once I'm out of trance, I can't tell you anything. But immediately, his spirit teacher who could be heard speaking through his solar plexus, interrupted and said, "Have her sit down. We want to work on her eyes." She sat down on a bench outside the auditorium. And Reverend Kelly worked with her as a healing medium, so his healers spoke through him and said, "Hey, don't let this lady go. We want to work with her." So Reverend Kelly worked on her eyes through Spirit's help. And after a few minutes, she exclaimed, and of course Reverend Kelly had no idea she had any issue with her eye, right? So after a few moments, she exclaimed that her sight was returning. Needless to say, this caused quite a furor among the people who witnessed the healing. So one of those present, who spoke at length about his belief that there should be a special temple for healing, made plans that day to erect a healing temple in Louisville, New York. And during the time it was being built, Reverend Kelly held healing services in the auditorium Sunday evenings in 1953 and 1954. So it's not really a surprise that we added this 9th declaration about healing, because it comes through sometimes in the most gentle way, sometimes what we said could be considered miraculous, but healing's available to all of us. It's not just those who are drawn to serve in the church service. We all have that capability. My mom used to say, if you want to heal someone, give them a hug. Now, she was a school teacher, and back then, you were allowed to hug the kids. So I don't know how teachers deal with it today. But, some kids just need a hug. They need love. And healing just stems from love. And sometimes there's people that need healing, but, it's not comfortable, obvious, for us to lay our hands on them or even to give them a hug. But you can do it just with your smile. You see somebody walking down the street and they kind of holding their head, and you think to yourself, I'm going to give them a big smile. Let your eyes light up, and all of a sudden, what do they do back? Smile back at us, right? And that's the beautiful thing about healing. When we give healing, it comes back to us like 100-fold. So when we set our intention to lift others up, somehow it lifts us up too, right? You know the saying, when you hold a lantern to shine light on someone's path, it brightens your path too. And we can all be that catalyst, that light bringer, whether it's physical healing or spiritual or mental or emotional healing. It's all about achieving this balance in our lives, right? Because so many times we get distracted or challenged by things going on in our lives, maybe difficulties with, coworkers or our family, or, something has happened, a beloved pet has transitioned, and in those times of grief or anguish or challenge, when we feel like we need, a little burst of energy, that's when it's great to redirect your energy outward. Redirect that thought to lifting someone else up. And when you do that, even if it's just a smile or maybe a wonderful phone call, you find, hey, after I got off the phone, I felt pretty good too. I felt better too. So that's such a natural law. When we give, we receive. It's that flow of energy. And if you have a chance this summer to go to Lily Mill, New York, and see the NSAC offices and visit, they have mediums in residence there, go to the Healing Temple. A temple dedicated year-round to healing. And one of the other things, we just, a couple of weeks ago, we had our NSAC missionary, Kathleen Cribb, give a wonderful 3-hour course on healing. And if you missed it, we recorded it, so you didn't miss it. If you feel drawn towards healing, listen to that. Maybe just start small, just start with your pet. simply set the intention. You know, you can just set the intention, maybe 5 minutes a day. I'm going to send healing to all those on the healing list. At CSE, maybe even bigger. I'm going to send healing for 5 minutes to all the people on the healing list around the globe, because we know they're many, right? And maybe they're not a physical list. Maybe it's just in someone, weighing on someone's heart that they need healing. And so we can all be the catalyst for bringing that light into the world. And when we do that, we're going to find, guess what? The light in the world got a little brighter because of us. One of the things I love about healing is affirmations. Are anyone familiar with affirmations? So the kind of positive things. I thought I would recite a few and we could do them together. So recite after me. I am one with divine mind.
I am one with divine mind.
Loving actions flow through me.
Loving actions flow through me.
I'm open to give and receive healing.
I'm open to give and receive healing.
I meet all situations with a clear... I'm going to divide the sentence. I meet all situations with a clear and balanced mind, body, and spirit. I am restored and led to higher mind. As I let go of any negative past conditions. And put my focus on the loving flow within me. I am blessed for this day. And bless others on their journey. So this is a book of healing prayer that Lilydale has as a little fundraiser. If you'd like to take a picture of those affirmations and use them throughout the week, know that you are powerful. Infinite intelligence resides within all of us. We all have the power to love and to heal and to bring light into this world. And I encourage you to do so. Thank you, friends, for your time.